premises.
Pardon
We
me?
have no comment at all. Please
You have
leave.
no comment at all?
Not at this point.
Hi,
no.
Daleen, I'm Kent. I work with
no,
CTV.
No.
Can you?
no.
Are you going to shake my hand? You're not going to shake my hand?
Come on,
Ma'am,
come on
don't
in.
touch the camera.
Come on in.
Trying to achieve their goal, what the NDP say is change for the better. The local Green and two Conservative candidates are likely to be limited to spoiler roles.
Sneha, we have a lot of British Columbians kind of embarrassed by their leader's comments.
And with that, we're back again. Hi there, I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
And I'm Kendra Cooper.
Yes, girls in the treehouse again, welcoming Kendra here to the studio.
You?
Yeah, we gave Monica the day off. I don't know how she got that, though.
Well, I guess she deserved it. She's been working hard.
We've got personal power segments coming up, but today we're talking about the BC election. They're glad we jumped in on their nightmare. Let's run this clip real quick. It's great. It's radio free.
We're now heading into the final full week of campaigning for BC's 40th election. For candidates and their team of volunteers and officials, it's the last chance to get the message out and sway undecided voters. And for close races in our region, every vote counts. The BC Liberal team is at the College of New Caledonia to start the last week of campaigning. With boards highlighting past investments in skills training, they hope to show a proven track record. Inside the NDP headquarters, dedicated volunteers are bustling around, trying to achieve their goal, what the NDP say is change for the better. The local Green and two Conservative candidates are likely to be limited to spoiler roles. The last week of the campaign is crucial to see whose message will succeed on voting day and who will gain undecided votes.
In the last week of the campaign, it's a frenzied pace in all of these campaigns. These people have been campaigning for the last 3 weeks. They're exhausted. They're looking to get their final message out, something that will stick with the voters headed right into the ballot box.
No leaders have confirmed an appearance in the final week. However, voters might be able to read into the importance of the riding if they do show up.
So that's kind of interesting the way that one worked out.
Yes, the Liberals are trying to push their proven track record.
Proven track record, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's sitting here going, proven. Well, they prove one thing. They can suck up to big oil really well.
Yep.
You know, the Liberals.
Well, I read a column in the paper yesterday. It said, we need the Liberals to save BC's economy.
Yeah, I know. Do you know who could save it, though? Let's take a look at the Green Party real quick. Can we do that?
Let's do that.
Okay, so we'll be right back. Hang on. Green Party stuff for you. Remember, we are not going to run commercials saying, trust us. We're Radio Free Canada, and we want you to get informed, to get involved, because change is happening. Check this out.
Gary Mason says don't discount the two third-place parties. Let's have a look, Gary, at Green Party leader Jane Sturck. What is the momentum like going into this campaign for the Green Party?
I think the momentum for the Greens is higher than it's ever been, Hannah. In British Columbia, the Greens have a history of sort of showing some life between elections, and then come election time, that support collapses. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think the Greens, especially in southern Vancouver Island, are going to be a force. I think the success that Elizabeth May has had is a large part of the Greens story here. And Jane Sturck is a good debater, a good speaker. She's going to have a presence in this campaign that the Greens haven't had before.
Well, the other third-place party is John Cummins' BC Conservatives. How are they faring?
They could be a factor in some ridings. Up in Parksville, Qualicum, Dr. David Copeland is a very, very strong Conservative candidate. He's going to be a handful for the other parties up there, the two mainstream parties, particularly for the Liberals. They're running a star candidate of their own, Michelle Stilwell, a former Paralympian gold medalist. She's going to have a tough time with Copeland. He could siphon off a lot of her votes, allowing the NDP to take that riding. So that's one to watch here in British Columbia.
And what about the Liberals and the NDP? What do the NDP need to do to hang on to their lead in popularity?
They got off to a pretty rocky start to begin this election when one of their candidates had to resign over some comments that she made on a blog posting a few years ago that were deemed to be racially insensitive. But since then, things have been kind of quiet. Adrian Dix is running a classic front runners campaign. It's very cautious. He's not saying a whole lot. Meantime, Liberal Premier Christy Clark is trying hard to stir the pot and create some momentum of her own by attacking the NDP every chance that she gets. But we've got a long way to go, and I think the two campaigns are just kind of settling in and trying to find a rhythm right now.
Okay, so, open up to objective mocking. Yeah. Macking. I'm macking out. Honestly, I'm looking at the haircuts. Because I'm not hearing anything I want.
Yeah, Christy really needs to talk to her stylist.
Yes, she does. But that photography on her is awesome. She's got a really good PR propaganda department. And, it's just one of those things.
And she doesn't have any worry lines because, she hasn't really been sitting in the legislature that much this
did they do like 42 days out of the entire year or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But I'm reading a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading in the province yesterday during my lunch break that the Green Party, they did a poll, and the Green Party, Jane Sturck, she was voted most trusted out of all four.
Right.
But then the other poll showed that she was voted, people felt like she was the least likely able to run in office, which I thought was really interesting. Most trusted, but nobody wants her to be there.
Yeah,
so
they're
we're
not trusting her as a leader.
Yeah, as a leader, so we're willing to give up some of our trust in our leaders.
We can't have someone in office who we actually trust.
Yeah.
This is democracy now. Okay.
Because other people might trust them too, and we can't fool them.
Yeah.
You can't have intelligent, logical people. During the last election, the federal election, I kind of nailed the Green Party, and I said, tell me how you can rule based on environmental change. We realize that, I'm saying don't be a one-trick pony. Start talking about monetary issues. Start talking about jobs. How are you going to create jobs? Because then I'll vote for you. None of them are talking about creating jobs.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They talk about energy extraction or resource extraction.
However, there's one that's not talking at all. Do you want to run it? My favorite racist, in my opinion, is Darin Ryswyk.
Not an illustrious start to her campaign.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Darin for a second.
We have no comment. Please leave the premises.
Pardon
We
me?
have no comment at all. Please
You have
leave.
no comment at all?
Not at this point.
Hi,
no.
Daleen. I'm Kent. I'm work with
no,
CTV.
No. No.
Are you going to shake my hand? You're not going to shake my hand?
Come on.
Ma'am,
come on
don't
out.
touch the camera.
Come on out. Come on out.
So,
I want to refer you to provincial office. They're handling all
so
media on
Daleen,
this
I
matter.
wanted to ask you, are you the person who posted those comments, and do you have anything to say about it?
She has nothing to say at this time. Thank you.
Ms. Van Ryswyk, you're going to be silent on this? You have nothing to say?
So there she goes, driving away.
In her expensive car.
In her expensive car. She represents the people, though. Okay. I mean, the average wage around here is about $22,000, $19,000 to $22,000. That car cost, what, $70,000?
I don't know what Zed's cost. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but then again, I mean, the only thing she didn't do was pull her hoodie up over her head, or put her hand in front, so you couldn't take it.
Like when they do the perp walk.
And she thinks we sent out a newsletter around Kelowna, and we've got about 10,000 of them getting ready to go right now. That just points out, this is what she said, and points out that 70,000 people in Kelowna are not racist and can smell her BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, in the beginning, she was claiming she was going to stand by what she said. She would talk to the news.
Right.
She went from making comments on Castanet to making a Facebook page just making the same comments and opening the floor up for other people to make the same comments. It's unapologetic. Shameless.
Shameless, unapologetic.
Her chances of winning this election are, that cold thing in the hot place.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny, and you said it the best, though. In Kelowna, we see a lot of what I call casual racism, okay? And, Kendra comes up with this awesome statement in pre-production who says that opinion is racism.
pretty much.
The new
That's what-
racism.
Yeah, opinion is the new realm of racism because you can say it politically correct and be a racist and get away with it because you say, well, it's my opinion that they get checks for free and, I pay for them, which is a lie.
Yeah.
But, you can't explain that to somebody like Daleen.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But where is she answering the questions?
Oh, she's not. She's been really. I've been looking for clips on this story.
Anything.
Yeah.
And Major News is just covering it up. However, CKIQ, Phil Johnson, the guy who got the most racist broadcaster in BC placard put up on the highway, Phil ran a thing saying, "Would you vote for Daleen?" And he's all promoting it.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice job, Phil. You're a real inspiration.
What do you got next for us, brother?
Well, there is an issue that's coming up that's been on people's minds is the fate of seniors or the status of seniors in BC.
This one is a really good clip. If you've got anybody with a father or mother, this might actually be relevant. Check it out.
My name is Elsie Dean, and I'm here at 411 Senior Center at 333 Terminal Avenue. Our center serves seniors, giving them information, helping them with problems, and it's open to 55 years and older.
What needs to change to improve the senior care system in BC?
I think we need to implement an integrated care system where it's not divided up, the health issues in one box and keeping seniors at home and helping seniors in another box.
Are things getting better or worse for seniors in the past few years?
Things, in my opinion, are getting worse, and the statistics show that because many seniors don't have enough income, and of course the cost of living in Vancouver and even in small towns is doesn't match the income that people have.
What are the most pressing needs that you hear from seniors when they call the 411 center?
Well, the most pressing need is money, of course. They don't have enough money to pay. The other, of course, which follows with money, is housing. Seniors are living in very poor conditions.
And that is a fact. Seniors are living in very poor conditions right now.
And their money's not nearly enough for the cost of living.
But they've got billions of dollars to build warships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or to misplace.
Are we talking about Harper now? Yes, indeed. If you voted for Harper, give your head a shake. $3.1 billion.
That's the next segment. We're concerned with the BC election, which is coming up on the 14th.
And we are urging you to get out there and to make sure that you vote and then hold the politicians accountable.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm Darren Howard.
I'm Robert Nisbet.
And I'm Kendra Cooper.
Thanks a lot for joining us right now. Remember, just by listening, you're part of the conscious revolution. You are the driving force in society. We're coming back to talk about stuff. What?
We should talk about what's going on in Syria.
Israel. Hey, yeah, talking about the wrong side of history. We're going to be right back. Remember, we are live in person coming up May the 18th, 2013, in front of City Hall right here in beautiful British Columbia in Kelowna. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And remember, you can change things by joining our Facebook and YouTube group and just by liking and sharing what we do. We're going to be right back. Hang on.
BC Premier Christy Clark's confrontational comments have landed her in the bad books with many Canadians. Our social media reporter Gina Phillips joins us now with what you're saying online. And Gina, a lot of people not happy with Christy Clark's attitude.
No, this happened on the weekend. She told the Globe and Mail that BC doesn't need Alberta or the federal government in order to become an energy and economic force. Now, maybe she thought this was a harmless comment, but many Canadians online don't agree. In fact, we have this whole discussion happening on our Facebook page. People have seemed really upset by this, Sneha. We have a lot of British Columbians kind of embarrassed by their leader's comments. And then we have Albertans completely offended by them and other provinces weighing in as well. And it's kind of good to see a lot of Canadians talking about being united and not putting that divide between the provinces. So there's a lot of positivity online today as well as a result of this, which is interesting. Let's take a look at the results from our web poll so far today. So we're asking, are regional rivalries healthy helpful or harmful to Canada's economic success? Well, so far today, over 1,100 people have voted, and 96% of you are saying it's harmful, 4% saying helpful. But
yeah, very interesting. And you got to wonder how much political, support these comments are going to get in BC. At the end of the day, it's BC voters that will decide.
Well, exactly. And I got to say the majority of British Columbians that I've seen so far are fed up with her comments like this one.